Hello, everybody. Nice to see everybody again. So my name is Laura Vininkowski, and I'm an international life and relationship coach. I coach in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. And I'm not an astrologer, but I know a lot about astrology, and that's why I always give these talks here in Internations. So today I'm gonna talk about the full moon in Gemini, which is the last it's the last full moon of this year of 2021. And what a year it's been, huh? I think that we can all agree on that. So all right, so the final full moon of 2021 it's also known as the cold moon, probably because it's so it's so cold now. So it's going to illuminate the sign of Gemini. So it was on December the 18th at 11:35 p.m. Eastern time. So but even though today's the 20th, we can still feel the effects of the full moon, because you can feel the effects a couple of days before the full moon and a couple of days after the full moon. So this full moon in Gemini will form an exact opposition with the Sagittarius sun, and it's powerfully aligning with the planet of luck, Jupiter, which is in Aquarius now. And Jupiter will be in Pisces soon, and that's a huge transition, a huge moment, and especially I'm Pisces, my sun sign is Pisces, so when Jupiter is in Pisces, I can feel it in a major way. So Jupiter is about expansion. So when this benefic energy is activated in the sign of Aquarius, it becomes a guiding light towards the hopes, dreams, and goodwill that we have for our future. So what you have been working towards and setting your intentions on can start to manifest, during this week, of the portal of the full moon in Gemini. So, you can use this, the energy of the full moon to manifest different things into your life. So ruled by the communication planet Mercury, Gemini is a mutable energy, and it's representing social variety, connection, and creativity, thought, and mental intelligence. So the full moon ushers in like two energetic portals, during which important conversations and discussions will move into the spotlight. As I mentioned, so Gemini is all about communication. So communication is really being highlighted right now, especially like communication between people, right? And there can be lots of misunderstandings as well, so it's important to communicate as clearly as you can. What develops for most of us during this time can feel life-changing, giving a burst of productive energy needed to set the stage for positive growth in 2022. So the better you can communicate about things now will have an impact for positive growth in 2022. This full moon in Gemini is also occurring the day before the transformative Venus retrograde period in Capricorn. Actually, that started today. Venus went in retrograde into Capricorn today, so that has a big impact as well. So the last time that this energy occurred was 8 years ago. So think back to what happened during 2013. Venus represents relationships, agreements, justice, and harmony, while Capricorn rules structure, authority, reality, and tradition. Collectively, this planetary energy over the final weeks of the year will encourage us to have important discussions surrounding the structure of finances, sort out important contracts, and dive deep into the meaning of significant relationships. So Gemini and Venus, they highlight relationships. So relationships are being highlighted right now, especially communication in relationships. It's time to create a reality where you feel valued, stable, and grounded. The full moon in Gemini is giving you the energy for your truth in order to move towards better opportunities for the future. And since Gemini energy is largely mental and spoken, You can tap into the energy of the full moon and align to the higher vision of yourself with bespoke, empowering affirmations for your sign. So the 2021 Gemini full moon arrives at a potent angle and to benevolent Jupiter in Aquarius. And that's the sign of like humanitarian like efforts. So if everyone you know is downsizing, this is all the more reason to donate to a neighborhood nonprofit in their names. So seasonal socializing gets a double dose of curious, convivial energy thanks to the arrival of the annual full moon in Gemini. Gemini is also very social. So, social activities are being highlighted now. Whatever social activities you can do wherever you are. So traditional mingling may still be limited this year, but in mobile-friendly Gemini, we'll find creative ways to connect from remote locations, like the way that we're connecting on Zoom now, right? Like that's creative ways to connect. So hometown happenings are Gemini's domain, making it easy to find your fix within a short distance. And you can support area businesses and shop local for items on your holiday shopping list. So these are some things that are good to do now in the full moon in Gemini. I mentioned that communication is highlighted right now. Communication is very important. So practice active listening. Like many times we hear somebody, but we don't actually listen to them. So practice active listening. So clever Gemini is the wordsmith of the zodiac. And there won't be a shortage of witty banter being exchanged under these moonbeams. So reminder, pay attention to the other half of the communication. Pay attention to whoever you're speaking to. Don't just think about what you're talking about and your point of view. Really pay attention to the other person, especially in relationships. When you actively take in what another person is articulating, you create a space for sharing. That's especially important with this December 2021 Gemini full moon, since one day later, harmonious Venus turns retrograde for 6 weeks, ratcheting up relationship tension. So Venus is in retrograde right now, so that can cause tension in relationships. And then, of course, it gets magnified with the full moon in Gemini, which is all about communication. So communication in relationships is really being highlighted right now. How you listen matters too. You can be a clear channel or one cluttered with judgment. For example, I already know, what you're going to say, so why don't I finish their sentence? Is not like that's not like active listening. So challenge yourself to a pause for a slightly uncomfortable amount of time before responding. For all you know, the best line may still be coming. So listen, listen actively. Don't just talk. Also listen. Since Gemini rules the hands, don't be shy about just gesticulating and be direct about clearing up any misunderstandings. This is really important. It's really important to clear up misunderstandings, which can happen now, especially with Venus in retrograde. So sit people down and ask thoughtful questions to draw them out. Instead of creating a response while people talk, give them the opportunity to be seen and heard. We're all familiar with post-conversation exhaustion. What happens when someone has monopolized the entire dialogue? Give what you want to receive, the attentive, thoughtful, engaged, and sincere listening that you desire. So if you want to receive something, give that, right? So be attentive, be thoughtful, be engaged, and listen sincerely. Be a mirror for the other person. Gemini's twinning powers encourage us to mirror back what it's trying to articulate. After you've listened actively, take it on further. Repeat their words back to them to confirm that you're on the same page. Not in an awkward parroting way, but in the way that they think I hear you saying, like, I think that this is what I hear you saying. Is that right? Like, confirm that what you're hearing is right. Maybe they'll correct you a little, or maybe they'll just thank you. But it's incredibly validating to feel like someone really gets it. So the talkative twins encourage us all to speak up at the 2021 full moon, voicing what's on our minds and in our hearts. So for two people, there could be some interesting declarations and confessions, and yes, a few misunderstandings as well. And because it's ruled by Mercury, the messenger planet, you could also receive intriguing news by email, phone, or text. So partner up and prosper. 2 is everyone's magic number at this synergistic full moon. So you can collaborate with someone whose skills complement your own. And since Gemini knows how to pass the baton, follow this choreography. Step up, step back, and repeat. This dynamic duo energy is especially helpful if you've been struggling to get a project off the ground. Perhaps the missing link is the chain is someone you've known for a while. So full moons are magic, are like the moments, manifestation moments for the new moons, which always occur half a year earlier. So those helpful in the know people who've been buzzing around for 6 months, find them and talk about making your informal connections and make an official tag team. Like find people that can help you in different ways. So this flirty full moon can be titillating, but Gemini's energy is generally platonic than romantic. That's not to say that love can't spring forth from the friend zone. Hey, you never know. A kismet connection with someone you've interacted with daily but never thought about that way before. This might even be a co-worker, bandmate, or a colleague on an important project. Just avoid the act first, ask questions later impulsivity that are classic Gemini and full moon behavior. Especially blurring lines could bring future drama. Single, revamp your dating app profiles to reveal as much about your extracurricular interests as your term life plans, as your long-term life plans. In case of the business dealings, consult a lawyer. Alliances that have been bubbling up over the past 6 months since the Gemini new moon may formalize quickly. So draft an official agreement. It's a smart idea, if only to prevent miscommunication from happening down the line. Embrace your alter ego. Quirky Gemini is a sign of the alter ego. As it turns out, twinning doesn't necessarily require another person. We are layered, multidimensional beings onto ourselves. So when you look within, there's always more to discover. 2021 Gemini full moon can give you the courage to reveal a hidden aspect of your identity, or maybe just start embracing it within yourself. For the bolder among us, this lunation can feel like a cosmic coming out party. Feel free to step out as a totally different version of yourself. It could mean anything from a binary busting gender reveal to a sophisticated make-under that you revealed during a live stream. Use a strong filter. This live out loud lunation comes with a code orange blurt alert. So information has a way of flying out of your mouth at a Gemini full moon, and gossip can spread like wildfire. Yeah, like gossip is connected to Gemini as well. So be careful not to gossip too much, and be conscious of the consequences of gossiping. So pay attention, or you might reveal something private in a text, email, or post that probably has no business being there. Worse, it might be someone else's personal opinions that you're spilling like hot tea. So you didn't mean to give away secrets, but you just did. So apply stronger filters to your shares during this full moon and with conscious effort. So anything you let slip can and probably will come back to you. So now I'm gonna talk about the different signs and what to expect for the different signs. So for Aries, expect a turning point in terms of important contracts, conversations, and your location. The moon in Gemini will energize your 3rd house of communication with a Sagittarius sun in your 9th house of vision and foreign travel. So new agreements in a different country or otherwise distance people could be the focus for you at this time. A positive moment of growth for you, even if it requires a lot of moving energy. So your full moon affirmation is, it's time to do the work I've always dreamed of doing. The world is my oyster. So that's for Aries. For Taurus, finances, money, and your material wealth is in the energetic spotlight during the full moon in Gemini. The moon will be in your second house of earned income, forming in opposition with the Sagittarius sun, illuminating your shared resources sector. The full moon in Gemini will bring in a new stream of income or encourage you to discuss how finances are organized within a marriage if this applies to you. This is the area of debts, loans, and mortgages, so there can be an important progress surrounding this. So your full moon affirmation is, everything works out in my favor. Everything works out in my favor, and money flows effortlessly and easily to me. Gemini. So this is the most important full moon of the year for you, Gemini. You've gone through a major eclipse cycle since June 2020, and now the cosmos are locking in the final changes. So the moon in Gemini is illuminating your first house of self with a Sagittarius sun centered in your relationships, contracts, and important agreements. For some, a new love interest could develop into something more serious. So your full moon affirmation is, balanced and positive relationships always find me. I move with authenticity and truth when it comes to my desires within an agreement. For Cancer. Moon cycles heavily affect you because the moon is in your planetary ruler, Cancer. The full moon in Gemini is shining a light on your subconscious mind, health, work, and routine. The final couple of weeks of the year are final cleanup of your schedule, shifting what no longer is a productive daily practice for you, and encouraging you to take care of your wellness. While these are the mundane facets of life, they ultimately will positively impact your long-term goals. And your full moon affirmation is, I am releasing what is no longer for my highest good. I am cleaning up the details to positively affect the future. Leo. Your hopes, dreams, and wishes are coming true right now, Leo, and this is an extremely creative time for you. The full moon in Gemini is impacting your 11th house of goals, your network, and social groups. Important opportunities could come through social media, who you know, or your peers at this time. You can experience progress in ventures you have been working on over the past year towards a more expansive direction. Your full moon affirmation is, I am embracing my true creative potential and sharing it with the world. I'm letting my Leo light shine through. Virgo. Career and professional breakthroughs are in order for you during the Gemini full moon, Virgo. This is kicking off a period of progress with the moon in your 10th house of career and the Sagittarius sun illuminating your home life. A new position or opportunity could develop, giving you a positive moment of growth before the new year. You could move due to work or change the structure of your home office. Your full moon affirmation is, my work is rewarding and helps the collective. Abundance always flows to me in exchange for my energy. Libra. This is an important wrap up for the year for you, Libra. The Gemini full moon is activating your 9th house of higher learning, foreign travel, and broader messages. A visible project or opportunity to share your wisdom can be the focal point of this lunar portal. Traveling abroad or handling matters in a far-off location can also take up a lot of your time. Creative projects or a long-term investment may pay off or come to a positive culmination around this time. Your full moon affirmation is, I welcome growth, which will be my source of power as I enter into the new year. Now is the time to reap the seeds I've sown. Scorpio. Gemini full moon is shining a light on your shared resources, investments, and influencing the structure of your home, Scorpio. Gemini moon will be in your 8th house, bringing up important contracts surrounding mortgages, loans, and money from other people. Perhaps you have had agreements surrounding this that will now be settled. Marriage and partnership will also be in the spotlight for some of you. Your full moon affirmation is, my home sanctuary is a place of growth. I am setting up a stable and positive place for myself in 2022. Sagittarius. Partnerships, relationships, and agreements are the major themes for you during the full moon in Gemini. Sagittarius sun in your 1st house of identity is an important part of this energy. You have experienced a pivotal 18-month eclipse cycle surrounding personal growth that will now come to a conclusion during the first half of 2022. This full moon is locking in changes in terms of who you are and how you present yourself to the world. Your full moon affirmation: my needs are important in relationships. I clearly communicate with them, and those that align with me will support them. Capricorn. Your focus will turn towards your work, daily routine, and overall wellness during the full moon in Gemini, Capricorn. Where can you maximize your day in order to boost productivity? If you have felt your daily routine growing stagnant or overwhelming, this is the burst of fresh air that you need in order to make a positive change. You can also feel empowered to change certain habits or practice balance when it comes to your workload. Self-care is key. Your full moon affirmation is: there is no stopping the flow of abundance. As I grow, my bank account grows. Aquarius. During the full moon in Gemini, you are finishing up the final degree of Jupiter moving through your sign. Jupiter represents growth, luck, and abundance, and this period occurs every 12 years. You've gone through tremendous amounts of growth this past year, and the Gemini full moon is giving you a burst of good luck as a reward. Your full moon affirmation is: abundance is my birthright. As I create for the collective, the universe always rewards me. And Pisces. Your focus is on your home, family, and emotional foundation during the full moon in Gemini. The Gemini moon will be centered in this area of life, also known as your fourth house in astrology. Perhaps you must move homes, or there are pivotal changes in the lives of your family. The final weeks can seem very hectic in terms of handling these matters. Don't worry though, things will clear as you move into 2022. And your full moon affirmation is: the universe always rewards my efforts. My dreams are coming true as I enter the new year. So thank you. May this full moon in Gemini bring lots of double magic into your life. I offer coaching sessions in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. You can get in touch with me. You can email me at lauracoaching@gmail.com. My website is lauraninkoski.com, and my Wake Up to Your True Potential YouTube series, the link is there. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'll stop sharing and I'll stop recording.